Welcome back, fellow explorers, to Awakened Wisdom Church. Today we embark on a journey that pushes the boundaries of our perception and changes the fabric of our reality. We're diving deep into the simulation hypothesis, a mind-bending concept that suggests our world might be a highly advanced simulation, computer program, digital illusion, pick one, crafted by beings beyond our comprehension. Think about it for a moment. What if everything you see, touch, and experience isn't real the way you always believed? What if the solid ground beneath your feet, the vibrant colors that dance before your eyes, and the very thoughts that swirl within your mind are all part of an elaborate code? A matrix of information woven together by unseen architects. This isn't just a philosophical thought experiment or a science fiction fantasy. The simulation hypothesis is gaining traction in scientific and philosophical circles, prompting us to question the nature of reality itself. And as seekers on this spiritual path, it aligns with the ancient wisdom that reminds us that the material world is often an illusion, obscuring a deeper, more profound reality. So what evidence supports this radical notion? Let's explore some of these intriguing clues that suggest we might be living in some sort of simulated world. There's the pixelated universe. At the Planck scale, the smallest measurable unit in the universe, physicists have discovered that space and time are not continuous, but rather quantized, meaning they exist in discrete units. Like pixels on a screen, the pixelated nature of reality could be a sign that our universe is built on a digital framework, just like a computer simulation. There's the limit of physics. Despite centuries of scientific progress, we still haven't unlocked all the mysteries of the universe. The standard model of particle physics, our current best explanation of the fundamental forces of nature, leaves many questions unanswered. Could this be because our reality is limited by the parameters of the simulation, like the characters in a video game who can't access areas or abilities beyond the game's design? There's the technological singularity. Experts predict that artificial intelligence and computing power will continue to advance at an exponential rate, eventually reaching a point where machines surpass human intelligence. This technological singularity could lead to the creation of incredibly realistic simulations, indistinguishable from reality itself. The question remains, if we can create such simulations in the future, isn't it possible that we are already living in one created by more advanced beings than ourselves? The second law of infodynamics. Physicist Melvin Vopson has proposed a new law of physics called the second law of infodynamics, which suggests that information entropy in the universe decreases over time. This implies that the universe is becoming more ordered and less random, which could be interpreted as an evidence of a simulated reality running on an optimization algorithm. To help grasp the concept of a simulated reality, let's use a few metaphors. So imagine a video game where the characters within the game are unaware that they exist in a digital world. They go about their lives, interacting with their environment, and making choices, believing that their reality is all that there is. Now imagine yourself as a player outside of the game, observing the characters you see. You can see the code that makes up their world, the limitations of their environment, and the rules that govern their actions. You have a perspective that they lack. Is it possible we could be like those characters living within a simulation that can't perceive from within? Could there be beings outside the simulation observing us, perhaps even manipulating the parameters of our reality. Another way to visualize it is through the brain in a vat thought experiment. So imagine a brain being kept alive in a vat, connected to a supercomputer that feeds it sensory information, creating a simulated reality. The brain would have no way of knowing that experiences are not real. Again, this raises the question, how can we be sure we're not living in some sort of similar kind of artificial reality? The simulation hypothesis raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness, free will, and the very meaning of existence. If our reality is a simulation, does that mean we're merely lines of code or puppets in a play? Or do we possess genuine free will and agency within the confines of the program? If our choices are predetermined by the simulation's code, what does that mean for our sense of responsibility and morality? Are we truly accountable for our actions, or are we simply following a script? On the other hand, if we do have free will within the simulation, what are the limits of that freedom? Can we make choices that affect the simulation itself, or are we confined to the parameters set by the creators? These questions challenge our understanding of free will and determinism, prompting us to explore the nature of choice and the consequences in a simulated reality. So what about consciousness? Is it an emergent property of the complex interactions within the simulation, or is it something more fundamental? Perhaps even connected to the consciousness of the creators themselves. If consciousness can be simulated, does that mean it is not unique to biological beings? Could machines or even artificial intelligences within the simulation become conscious? And who are the creators? Are they benevolent beings watching over us, guiding our evolution? Or are they indifferent observers, perhaps even conducting experiments within the creation? Are they bound by the same laws and limitations as us? Or do they have access to a higher reality beyond the simulation? These questions challenge our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. They force us to confront the limits of our perception and to explore the possibility that reality is far more complex and mysterious than we've ever imagined. Philosopher Nick Bostrom has proposed a thought-provoking argument that adds another layer to this discussion. He suggests that if a civilization reaches a point where it can create realistic simulations, it would likely create many of them. In that case, the number of simulated realities would far exceed the number of base realities. Therefore, statistically speaking, it is more likely that we are living in a simulation than in the original reality. This argument is known as the simulation argument, and it presents a trilemma. Either civilizations never reach the technological capacity to create civilizations, or they choose not to create them, or we are almost certainly living in a simulation. Furthermore, there are two main scenarios to consider when contemplating a simulated reality. The first is that everything we know is simulated, including ourselves, our consciousness, and the entire universe. The second is that only the world around us is simulated, while we ourselves are real beings who have been plugged into the simulation. This raises the question, if only the world is simulated, what is the nature of our true reality outside of the simulation? The idea that our reality might be an illusion isn't new. The Gnostics, those ancient seekers of wisdom, taught that the material world is a flawed creation, a realm of shadows and deception that obscures the truth. spiritual reality, and beyond. They believed that a lesser, perhaps even malevolent deity, known as the demiurge, was responsible for creating this imperfect material world. This demiurge, they argued, trapped divine sparks within the material realm, limiting our awareness and preventing us from experiencing our true spiritual potential. This concept resonates with the simulation hypothesis. Could this flawed creation be the simulation itself? A digital construct designed to limit our awareness and keep us trapped in the material world? Could the demiurge be interpreted as the programmer or the architect of the simulation? A being who has imposed limitations on our reality and obscured our true nature? The concept of starseeds adds another dimension to our exploration of the simulation hypothesis. Starseeds are believed to be beings who have incarnated on Earth from another star system or dimension. They often feel a deep sense of not belonging, a longing for a home they can't quite remember. Starseeds are said to possess a unique ability and a strong sense of mission to help humanity awaken and evolve. Could it be that starseeds are souls who have entered the simulation from a higher reality? Are they here to help us remember our true nature and transcend the limitations of the simulated world? Perhaps they carry with them the knowledge and the wisdom needed to break free from the simulation and awaken to our true potential. Quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where particles are interconnected in a way that transcends space and time, offers a fascinating perspective on the nature of consciousness and its potential in a simulated reality. Some researchers suggest that consciousness may be rooted in quantum processes within the brain. If this is true, could our consciousness be entangled with another consciousness within the simulation, or even with the consciousness of the creators themselves? This raises the possibility of a collective consciousness, a network of interconnected minds that transcends the limitations of individual awareness. Could we tap into this collective consciousness to gain a deeper understanding of the simulation and our place within it? Could we even communicate with the creators through this quantum entanglement? The simulation hypothesis, while mind-boggling and potentially unsettling, offers a unique opportunity for spiritual growth and awakening. By questioning the nature of reality, we can break free from the limitations of our perception and expand our consciousness. We can begin to see the illusion and begin to see beyond the illusion, to recognize the deeper reality that lies hidden beneath the surface of our everyday experiences. This questioning can be the catalyst for spiritual growth, prompting us to seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and our connection to the divine. And even if we can't definitively prove or disprove the simulation hypothesis, the very act of questioning can lead us to a greater understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the nature of consciousness itself. It can help us to connect with the divine spark within each of us, the eternal essence that transcends the limitations of any reality, whether simulated or not. As we continue on our spiritual journey, let us embrace the mystery and wonder of existence, always seeking truth and wisdom wherever it may lead us, and may we, through our own awakening, transcend the limitations of this reality, whether simulated or not, and connect with the divine spark that resides within each of us. The simulation hypothesis challenges us to question everything we thought we knew about reality. It presents a world where the familiar becomes unfamiliar, where the boundaries of perception are blurred, and where the very nature of consciousness is questioned. But within this uncertainty lies a profound opportunity for spiritual growth and self-discovery. By exploring the evidence, the implications, and the philosophical and spiritual connections of the simulation hypothesis, we can deepen our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the nature of reality itself. Whether we ultimately conclude that we're living in a simulation or not, the journey of questioning and exploration can lead us to a great awareness of our own consciousness. As we awaken to the truth, we can transcend the limitations of any reality and embrace the infinite possibilities that lie within us.